What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Part number 2, Building London. Glad to have everyone back. Thanks so much for the support on the first video. It's got over 70 likes. Headed in the right direction. Really appreciate that. And let's get started here. We left off last episode with kind of the placement down of a couple of the main focal points of the city, if you will, and we're going to kind of, like I said, pick up where we left off. This episode in particular, I want to focus on the rail yard over here. I'm going to flip over to the map real quick, as I will a few times in this video, and kind of show you where I'm working. Now, the one issue that we're going to have as far as authenticity is that we don't have rail lines that connect this part of the city here. As you can all tell, the rail lines are up this way, and it's going to be kind of difficult to run, rail connection all the way through to kind of get down to this way. So my thing is, we're going to still do it, but we're going to kind of do it, our own way, and it's not necessarily going to be connected, but you know what, who cares? It'll look really cool, it'll look authentic, and it's not going to be fully operational, but, we'll do our best with it, let's put it that way. So as far as the rail yard in particular, we've got several, at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 lines of train yard, or trains that are going to go through the yard there. And it's just north, trying to map this out here. It looks like York Road is actually going to head north off of that main road that Big Ben lies along. And I think we can kind of place this down and set ourselves up for another bridge out this way, up here, maybe connecting down out this way. So first things first, let's go ahead, let's throw down that York Boulevard. It looks like this here, and I'm going to back this away just a little bit, kind of just comes off and stops, like something like that, and then for the most part wraps down around something like this, if you will. It's pretty close, and it looks like there might be, it says Park Plaza Westminster Bridge, London. And I don't know if that's part or like a stadium or what. It looks like in the aerial view, maybe like a stadium. We could maybe replace that with something else. But for the most part, that looks pretty much like... Actually, it probably comes out a little bit farther now that I'm looking at it here. But again, thanks so much for the following. You guys are awesome. I'm actually recording here on this new upgraded internet that I have, and I know this is off. I believe this is offline mode. I don't even know, but it's freezing my computer every now and then. So if you see like screen jumps, I know a lot of you think that internet can't cause your computer to freeze, but you'd be surprised with your network card. It can. I haven't had any issues with my computer until recently, and now all of a sudden I have my computer jumping around with my new internet. So I'll have to look into that. Anyway, so yeah, we got that down, and then I'm thinking our rail yard can be out this way. I know these are bus stations. I'm just going to lay one down real quick, but I mean, they look like they can maybe double for like a rail yard. You know what I mean? Like if we had, just FYI, I mean, as an example, I should say, if we go ahead and we do something like this, I know it's not connected, but I hate these grids on these rail lines. Oh, let's go ahead and flip that off this way. Let's see, no. So you can see how close we can get it. And we can like run rail lines through here. And like I said, this is just kind of an example here. I'm going to spend some time in getting it right, but if we shut this off, we can actually kind of connect these all up and kind of see how it falls. I think it would look pretty cool if we do it right. I'm not going to spend the whole camera session here doing it, but you see what I mean? I mean, we can really... Whoa, that's pretty crazy. What the heck happened here? Actually, it doesn't look that bad, though, if you think about it. Let's get rid of these. I know it seems chaotic, but... And then my thoughts were to put another one. Let's just draw like a medium density road out here. We want to try to bud this up against. See if we can go. It's pretty close. Huh. We're having some cries for garbage overflow, so let's throw that down for now. Let's see here. Angle too sharp? What you talking about? You're the one that created that angle. I don't know. But you get my idea. I'm going to toy around with that. But just, you know, my thoughts, and that's kind of what we're going to do. So anyway, moving on, people. The next part of the city I wanted to kind of focus on is this little quarters down here, right alongside the coastline near Big Ben. Now, if you kind of flip back to the map here, I'll zoom in. Big Ben in particular, it's not on the water, but it looks like there's at least 2 rows of, maybe even 3 rows of like kind of like townhomes, if you will, along this part here, and then down here it almost ends in a park. I want to kind of stretch this down a little bit. I know this was kind of all thrown together here, and typically I usually format the city a little bit better to begin with, but yeah, I mean, let's just put that up there and get rid of this guy, and we can get rid of that guy. So it looks like there's at least 2 rows of buildings down this way. One right alongside Big Ben, which I've actually mapped this out to have enough room to upgrade to high density. And I'll go ahead and show you that here. So we have enough room here to upgrade. So we're going to leave that. And then the next thing we're going to do is no access to region. What are you talking about? We're going to stretch this down. Okay, so we're going to do medium. Where are we at? Medium. There we go, medium. And how far down do we want to go? This actually begins to... So enough for maybe 1 row of buildings. Actually, let's see here. Once you kind of... And for those of you out there that are trying to build cities that are... is to scale as possible, and maybe you're following my model, I don't know. It's up to you. But I'd say the best way to do it is to kind of, like I always say, focus on the main landmarks and the big city epicenters first. Get those portions of the city out of the way and to scale as possible, and then you can kind of work around that. You know, it's a lot easier to work on sections, kind of like when you paint a room, you know, when you're painting a room, as opposed to trying to tackle the whole city, or the whole wall. Just focus on portions, and you're a lot better off that way. So, well, same thing applies, you know, with this type of city building here, from my experience. So we're going to go ahead and assume that we're going to put 1 road in here, and then I'm trying to think if hopefully let's get rid of this. I'm trying to fit in enough room with a road in between there for another set of buildings here. And they're just crying for connection, aren't they? That's probably why I got no power either, but that's all right. We're coming along. So, yeah, so where was I? All right. I'm using these little small tree rows. They're great for mapping out how big a high-density building is. So we've got 1 there. Now, if we want another set of buildings here, I would suggest going 1 more deep. Let's do one more. And then having a road. And this we might have to back this up a little bit. And again, this is going to kind of be off-camera stuff because I hate to be tedious on YouTube here. See, what I'm saying is this here will be good enough for 2 buildings back to back, like this. Where's the high school at? I like using high schools. Still don't know where everything is in these menus. So, as you can tell, this is good enough for 2 high-density buildings or 2 fully upgraded buildings. Now, down here, where I would want that 3rd set, we ain't got enough room. So, we're going to have to back this up just a tad. And this over here, I don't know if this was here last episode. I'll have to, like all these pedestrian paths. I'm not sure if I did that last episode or not, but I kind of threw those in there just to kind of get an idea of the groundscaping. So, all right. So let's start here. And I'm just formatting the roads. As far as the buildings are concerned, we can even swap this out. I just want there to be enough room. You see how this is good here? So this is going to be good for... Actually, that was actually worked out quite well. For zoning high density on either side. So we got enough room for here, enough room here, and now all we got to do is map this out so we have enough room for one more set. And actually, road guides might help me out. Maybe here. And saw some comments in the last video. Those of you are coming up with some pretty good suggestions, and I will definitely, as the episodes go on, I will go through some of the best. And actually, see what I'm saying here? Let me add some money. Excuse me. But now, as far as the roads, we're good. Wow, that is like really close. I guess it's enough though. Alright, so we can go ahead and connect this up. And then... we'll mess with that later. And then we don't need to go so far up. We're only going to want one set there. And then we're going to probably want to connect these two. Let's flip back to the map real quick. You almost can see the road. And down towards the bottom is going to be, let's see, it looks like that Victoria Tower Gardens. That's kind of what we're going to focus on here next. So it's going to be city entrance coming up through Millbank. I guess Millbank will be our city entrance. So this will be Millbank. Well, it's actually too far out this way. Maybe if we did Sky's Regional Freeway mod and tried to make Mallbank out here and connect it up, that might be our best bet. And then make this road kind of just, I don't know, go out that way or something for now. And then we'll do Mallbank out here. And again, this is all experimental. But this will be Mallbank. We'll flip back. And that kind of runs... let's see. That's like a circle there. Well, this technically would probably be Mallbank. And let's try that. Let's see here, and then... I wish you could go a little further. That would be cool. I'm loving Sky's Regional Freeway mod, but it would be even cooler if you can use regular size roads. But we'll have to make it do. Whoa, we got a little bit of a glitch there. Nice. But you guys see what I'm talking about. We can actually format these with the regional freeway mod to have the city entrances act as if they were, the main city streets. So we'll kind of sync that up. A little far off. There we go. And we'll worry about that glitch out there. But alright, so we haven't really done too much of this episode other than kind of careful planning. I want to try to get some of these buildings up in here. These beautiful city-specific, customizable, deluxe edition buildings. That's fine for now. But what you have to do is measure medium density. I touched on this last episode, and make sure it's high wealth. High wealth, medium density. And just to kind of, hopefully we can get one flowing in here, they should start to come about. I wonder if it has to do with your approval rating as well. Seeing as how we've got no real commercial, so nowhere for people to shop or work. I don't know. New boutiques open. Worker shortage. Well, they're coming in. Wow, look at how quick he sprawled up, man. I wonder if this is going to futurize everything, though. I don't really want that. We'll see. What's going on down here? Oh, this is our solar plant. It's flashing out of control. But, alright, so, just to quickly recap. We're going to focus over here. This is going to be our train yard. Like I said, it's not going to be fully operational. It's going to kind of have a I don't know what the best terminology is, but it's going to be visually appealing, but it's not going to work. The buses will, I guess, come in and out. We'll have to work on that. Over here, we want to kind of focus on our regional freeway mod to get that that main avenue, that city entrance, to be actually a street that's scale in the city, so our commuters can come on in. This here is kind of hard to kind of decipher as to what's going on here until the buildings start growing up. Once the buildings start growing up, everything's going to kind of come into perspective for those of you that are kind of wondering where this city is going. Same thing with this area here. I focused on that more so last episode. It actually, to me, it looks pretty to scale. That there, for those of you that don't know, is like the Buckingham Palace and St. James Park. If those of you want to pause it when it flips back to the map, or if you want to go on Google Maps yourself and focus in on London, England, you can do so yourself and kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. It's why I chose to use Google Maps this time. Last series for the Building Las Vegas, I used that tourist map, which did work out well, but it kind of involved, having people download stuff on other websites and whatnot. So I chose to just use Google Maps. It's readily available for anyone who has the internet, and you can, you can kind of see where I'm going with that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up next episode. Actually, when we come back for next episode, this area is going to be all built up, and this area is going to be completed, and I'll see if maybe I want to do like a time lapse on it, because like I said, I try to keep these episodes 15 to 20 minutes to show you my planning. For those of you that are building cities similar to mine, you can kind of see where I'm going with it step by step. I doubt those of you want to sit here for an hour and watch me kind of tinker with railroad tracks and stuff like that. So maybe I'll do like a time lapse. I'll record it while I play, and maybe throw up the video on my channel for those of you that want to kind of see it. Time lapses don't do very well. What's going on with this bridge here? There's like no suspension in the middle there. It's kind of weird, but all right. So again, appreciate everyone for tuning in this episode and last. Actually, we're going to kind of stick around for a little bit. I think this is going to be one of those city-specific buildings I've been talking so much about. But appreciate everyone for tuning in, and the following that I'm getting, I don't know. Is it going to be? I don't know. What's the wealth over here? It should be. It's high wealth. Yeah, I think it's going to be. All right, we'll wait. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. For sale, baby. So imagine like these types of buildings scattered throughout, especially down in this little region here. They're going to go so well with Big Ben, and then our buses that come along. And as you can see here, these are this is all temporary here. We're gonna end up having to move everything around, but as you all can tell, I mean, these city-specific buildings are just gonna look killer in this city, and especially now with the road mod, I'm super excited. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate all those likes on the last episode, and we'll see everyone next time.